4-on-1 break for Luki Andy Gemao. Sidestep move is good.
Right, so today we're going to do a deep dive on a really exciting prospect in Philippine basketball, a young man named Andy Jamal.
That's the kind of special ability that Andy can bring to the floor and to the Fighting Maroons. He can really get any shot he wants. He's a shot creator and a shot maker.
Clearly, someone out there wants to know if he's the real deal.
It seems like everyone's got an opinion on this kid.
Exactly. So let's try to cut through the noise and figure out what's really going on.
Is Andy Gemao really the future of Philippine basketball?
Jamal, dancing, wide open, circus, lay is good.
So Andy Gemao, he's currently playing high school ball at Royal Crown School in Toronto, Canada.
Okay, so he's honing his skills abroad.
But born and raised in the Philippines.
Interesting. So he's got that Filipino connection, that heritage.
Absolutely, and that's a big part of why people are so excited about him.
Right. They see him as one of their own, someone who could potentially represent the Philippines on the global stage.
Now, one thing that jumps out immediately is his athleticism. You see those dunks and you just know this kid is special. This kid can play. He's got this explosiveness, this ability to attack the basket with force. He can definitely get to the rim and finish strong.
But they also mentioned his mid-range game.
Right. He's not just a one-trick pony. He can pull up and knock down jumpers too.
But I gotta ask, where did this kid come from? Like, what's his story?
Comes from humble beginnings on the streets of Surigao City. And one of the really interesting things that I read about him was that, as a kid, he was already turning heads playing barefoot.
Wow.
And now this kid is training with NBA prospects.
Crazy, right?
And is on the radar of international scouts.
Yeah, and what really stood out to me when I was looking into his story is the role that his father, Mark, has played.
Yeah.
He really recognized Andy's passion early on and just took on this coach dad role, instilled in him this work ethic, like no shortcuts to success.
Yeah. So that obviously paid off. I mean, Andy starts dominating local tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
Quickly attracting attention from scouts.
Yeah.
And eventually earns a spot with the Latran Squires.
That's a big jump.
Huge jump.
Yeah.
Going from, small town courts to a major program like the Latran Squires, the Colegio de San Juan de Latran Squires.
Yeah.
It's a high school powerhouse in Manila. Even when he would go back home during the off season to Surigao City, he was out there jogging in the morning, shooting hoops in the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
Playing in invitational leagues in the evening.
The guy just doesn't stop.
Doesn't stop.
Yeah.
This is what separates the good from the great.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, he was born and raised in the Philippines.
Right.
But he moved abroad to further his basketball development.
I see. So he's been on a basketball journey, kind of like a pilgrimage to hone his skills.
Exactly. And that's not something you see very often with Filipino players.
Typically, they stay in the Philippines and play in the local leagues.
Right. But Gemao decided to take a different path.
He spent time developing his skills in the U.S. and Canada.
It's a key part of his journey for sure. And it's something that really sets him apart from a lot of other Filipino players.
And what impact did that have on his game?
Think about it. Exposure to all these different playing styles, coaches with their own philosophies, a level of competition you just don't find in the Philippines alone. Playing against those elite talents in the US and Canada, he had to adapt, push himself way beyond what was comfortable.
And that path has led him to the NBA Basketball Without Borders Global Camp.
That's right, and that's a huge deal. It's an invitation-only camp for the top high school players in the world.
Wow, so the best of the best.
Exactly, and Jamal was the only Filipino player invited.
So he's already on the radar of NBA scouts and international coaches.
Oh yeah, they're definitely keeping a close eye on him.
That's incredible. And you mentioned he was the NCAA Season 98 Juniors Finals MVP.
Yep, led his team to the championship and took home the MVP trophy.
So not just potential, but he's already got some hardware to back it up.
Exactly, he's a proven winner. But I'm curious, what was about his game specifically that impressed these scouts and coaches along the way?
So he has this really incredible combination of athleticism and skill.
Okay.
He's a very dynamic guard, known for his quickness, his ball handling, and his ability to score from anywhere on the court.
Right.
But it's not just about physical talent. Right. He's got that it factor, that relentless work ethic, the desire to learn, and that competitive fire.
That's right.
That you just can't teach.
You can't teach that.
Yeah.
It sounds like he has all the ingredients to succeed at the highest level.
This move to Canada is strategic. It's to gain even more exposure and potentially, maybe secure a scholarship to a Division I school in the U.S.
Right.
It's a path that more and more Filipino players are taking now.
But he hasn't forgotten his roots.
Yeah.
He's committed to playing for the University of the Philippines.
The Fighting Maroons.
Fighting Maroons, if he decides to return to the Philippines.
Talk about a homecoming.
And not just any team. The defending UAAP champions.
Okay, for those who might not be familiar with Philippine basketball, what's the UAAP all about?
It's the premier collegiate league in the Philippines.
So the top level of competition.
Exactly.
So Jamal is joining a team with a winning culture, a passionate fan base.
The perfect situation for him to develop his game and showcase his talent.
But there's also a ton of pressure that comes with playing for such a high-profile team.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, everyone will be watching him, expecting him to lead them to another championship.
The expectations are sky high.
Can he handle it?
We don't want to put too much pressure on this young man.
Right, we don't want to jinx him or anything.
But you can't ignore the potential.
I mean, he's got the talent, the drive, the international experience.
And he's already generating this level of buzz. But the UAP is a different beast.
It's a whole other level of intensity, a whole other level of pressure.
Exactly, and it'll be fascinating to see how he responds to that challenge. And you know what's adding fuel to the fire?
What's that?
Social media.
Oh yeah, it's impossible to ignore the social media frenzy surrounding Gemao.
Reels.
Like everyone's got an opinion on this kid.
Now, that kind of attention can be a double-edged sword.
Right, on one hand, it's great for his brand, it raises his profile.
But on the other hand, it adds a ton of pressure. And so far, he's been exceeding expectations.
Oh yeah, his debut in the Pinoy Liga Cup was impressive.
He showed flashes of brilliance, gave everyone a taste of what he's capable of.
But the real test will be in the UAAP.
That's where we'll see what he's truly made of.
Using the ball, Andy Gemao sidesteps and getting that reverse layup.
The competition in the UAAP is fierce, much tougher than anything he's faced before.
Right, he'll be going up against older, more experienced players.
And the physicality of the game is on another level.
Yeah, it's a battle out there on the court.
And then there's the pressure to perform consistently. And if he can live up to the hype, the sky's the limit.
I think his development over the next couple of years is going to be crucial. You know, if he keeps improving at this rate and he starts attracting some serious attention from U.S. colleges, that could really sway his decision.
I mean, it is a fascinating crossroads for him.
Yeah.
On one hand, you have this incredible opportunity to pursue your dreams in North America, potentially even reaching the NBA. And then on the other, you have this connection to your home country.
Right.
A chance to really make an impact on Philippine basketball.
So, big question time.
It's the question everyone's asking, right?
Yeah.
Is Andy Gemao really the future of Philippine basketball?
Because it's tempting to just get swept up in the excitement, right? But we got to be realistic, too.
We do. He's young, still got so much development ahead of him. There'll be challenges, setbacks.
Growing pains.
All part of the journey.
Fair enough.
But I can say this, Jamal has all the ingredients to become a superstar.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Talent, work ethic, support. And now he's got the platform. It's all right there in front of him.
It's up to him to make the most of it.
Now it's about seizing the moment.
And proving that the hype is real.
It's like he's standing at a crossroads right now.
Yeah, one path leads to greatness.
The other, disappointment.
It's a high-stakes drama playing out in real time.
And that's what makes it so compelling to watch.
Andy is just one of many talented young Filipinos making waves.
That's right.
On the international scene.
So Andy Gemao, what's next?
That's the question, right?
Yeah, it's exciting to think about all the different directions this could go.
It is.
And regardless of what he chooses, he's already accomplished so much and inspired, I think, countless young Filipinos along the way.
For sure.
It's a story of ambition, dedication, and the pursuit of excellence.
And it's a story that's just getting started.
Yeah, we're just at the beginning of this journey.
So to our listener out there, keep an eye out for Andy Gemao. He's a name you won't soon forget.
He is not, that's for
sure.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the incredible journey of Andy Gemao.
Hit us up on social media, let us know. And in the meantime, make sure to follow Gemao's journey. It's going to be wild.